We're going to use the same file we were working on last time, and we're going to continue our discussion on data wrangling or structured query language using dplyr. As you know, guys, dplyr is actually also packaged with tidyr, diba? Tidyr or tidyverse. Okay, when you install tidyverse, when we load tidyverse, it comes with a set of packages. Ayan. So it has table, readr, per-r, string-r, forecats, dplyr, and I think there are 8 or 9, if I'm not mistaken, 9 other packages that come with it. Okay. Okay, so ito sinasabi lang sa atin dito na dplyr, yung filter function niya is similar to stats, no? So minamask lang nitong dplyr filter yung sa stats filter. Okay, so these are, let's say, conflicts as far as the use of the same function is concerned. So oftentimes what we do is identify the namespace, no? Yung function na panggagalingan ng yung package na panggagalingan ng isang function. Okay, so we were looking at these functions, important functions. Filter, okay, filter, summarize, group by. These are used for transformation of rows. Filter, di ba, binabawasan natin yung mga rows. Summarize, rini-reduce natin yung rows sa isang measure, sa isang statistic. Group by, we combine rows. So we were looking at group by last time, and then I'm sorry, I forgot to insert here a very important function, also yung select, no? Select, which we're going to, kaya nga naglagay akong supplementary kasi of all the functions, nakalimutan ko pa yung select, no? So that's why I added another supplementary RMD file, which we're going to look at. All right, so let's continue our discussion. We were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were doing group by, di ba? Or group by na ba tayo or summarize? I think summarize na, no? So may nag-comment, ano yung comment dito? Summarize. Okay, thank you. Thank you for informing me. So summary na tayo, di ba? By way of review, guys, pag summarize, we actually reduce all the rows of a particular variable, of a particular column into one. Kunyari, pinapakuha natin yung average. We ask R to get the average or the standard deviation. We know that the measure of average or standard deviation or minimum, maximum, etc. This is just one measure for a particular variable. So what happens is that we reduce the all the rows into one row, summary of that specific variable. So let's load this once again, yung weather natin. Okay, we were working on this last time. So let's just have a quick review of the function summary. Okay, so we did this last time. So here we're creating an object, summary temperature from the weather data frame. We summarize the mean, okay, and the standard deviation. So let me quickly run this. Okay, and why are we getting NA, guys? Kasi if we get the summary of the temperature, let me do that here, summary and temp. Ay, sorry. Summary ng weather pala. Sorry, weather. Okay, if you take a look at this, guys, si weather, yung temperature niya merong NA, di ba? And then sabi natin, R will warn us that there is a missing value or an NA value. So in order to go around this, guys, to skirt this, and if we still want to get the mean at saka in this case standard deviation, then we have to impose that we have to ask R to remove or ignore the missing values. In this case, yung isang missing value na yan. So when we run this, guys, okay na siya. Na-compute na yung mean at saka yung standard deviation. Okay. Let me run this again, and then we have this. Notice, guys, yung row na temperature, okay, yung column na temperature, it was reduced into 1, yung mean. Tapos, another instance, si temperature column, okay, it was reduced into 1 row, yung standard deviation niya. So we say that summarizing reduces all the rows into 1 via the summarize function. Okay. So as a warning, sabi natin guys, ang default ng ni R is na.rm is equal to false. This will cause us to really look at your data, which is good, no? Which is good kasi it forces us to learn more about the data and understand the data. Okay, so here, guys, ito another function. We're creating a variable name count, and which is just the count of the weather object, no? And we know that weather has 26,115 rows. Okay. Now this time we looked at this also, and we said that this does not work, no? This one. This does not work kasi reduce muna yung temperature into one row, mean na lang siya, tapos pinasummarize mo ulit yun, pinapakuha mo yung standard deviation ni temperature. Eh wala na, guys, kasi pagdating dito sa second row na to, ang object na existing is already yung mean, no? Okay? Summary temperature 2 with one column named mean and one row. So let me just rerun this. Okay? So summary temp 2, sana siya? Summary temp 2. This one. Okay, tingnan nyo guys, no? So si summary temp 2, one row, one column na lang yan. Okay? Ang column niya, ang pangalan mean, tapos yung row niya, 55.26. And then, ang sabi natin kasi dito, pagkatapos nito, we summarize again, calling the column standard deviation by getting the standard deviation of the temperature. At this time, guys, wala na yung temperature. No? Wala na. Ang existing na lang si summary temperature 2. And there is no variable called temperature dun sa summary temp 2. Okay? So I hope that's clear, guys. So that's why we said ito yung tama, no? Yung kanina. Okay? Magkasunod yung we cannot put another pipe operator there after the first summarize and insert another summarize. Okay. So then we looked at group by. Okay. Itong group by, guys, ang ginagawa nito, pinagsasama-sama yung usually sa categorical variables to, no? Pinagsasama-sama yung categories. In this case, guys, okay, so what are we trying to do here? We're trying to group by month, no? So taking a look at the weather, asan yung weather data natin? Hindi kaya naran si weather. So let me backtrack a bit by asan na si weather. Yan. Okay, so these are weather data frame. So my month, sa month niya, okay, although these are numbers 1 to 12, it refers actually to the months, no? So we can classify this as a factor. Pero tingnan muna natin structure ng month. I'm sorry. structure ni, sorry, it's weather. So si weather guys is as a month, it's an integer, no? It's an integer. Pero actually, ano siya, factor siya kasi classifier yan 1 to 12 refers to the months, no? Okay, so let's continue. Balik tayo dito sa group by. Okay, so let's first run this, no? Ito muna. Pag ringan natin group by, okay, so let me just highlight this. Summary monthly temp group by. Control enter. Okay. So what do we have now? Summary monthly temp. Okay, you still have 26,115 observations. Okay. So it's still 26,115 observations and then 14 variables. Okay, so what happened? Wala pa nangyari, no? Wala pa nangyari. Although sinabi natin na group by, okay, dun sa metadata natin, naka-group by na yung month. Pero nothing changed with the output. So si group by is usually consolidated or done with another function. Tingnan nyo, guys, yung note natin dito, the group by function doesn't change the data frame itself. It only changes the metadata or information about the data or data about the data, specifically the grouping structure. It is only after we apply the summarize function that the data changes. So balik tayo dito, no? Okay, so after this line, guys, wala naman nangyari, no? Yung summary monthly temperature is exactly the same as the weather. Kahit na nag-group by natin, ano? Ngayon, you use this in combination with another function, kunyari, summarize. So after i-group by, isa-summarize ngayon, okay, here, again, yung kinuha yung average in temperature at saka standard deviation in temperature. Okay, so let's run this. Run. Okay, if you can see now the result, it's a table. It's a 12 by 3, no? 12 by 3 table where you have the month, the mean, and the standard deviation. Okay. So, hindi nang na-reduce sa isa yung ano, no? Hindi lang isa yung mean, hindi lang isa yung standard deviation. Bakit? Kasi pinag-group by natin by month. So, we instructed dplyr to get the mean and the average on a monthly basis. So you can see here the differences in the mean, average temperature, and standard deviation of the temperature, okay, for the different months. So numerically, we can see here that ang pinaka-mainit, no, is July. Okay, ang pinaka-erratic is January and November, no, by virtue of having the highest standard deviation. Okay. Last time we learned about this, guys, when we plotted this, di ba? Prinat natin to, nakita din natin, especially when nag-facet trap tayo, ggplot2, di ba? Geom point or geom line, plinat natin to, or geom bar. And then nakita natin, guys, yung distribution ng ano natin, ng temperature for the different months. This is another way to look at it in terms of a table. So magandang combination yan sa both the plot and the creation of a date table. Okay, so all right. So this is what I was mentioning to you. Okay, dito guys, let's take a look at a quick example, yung diamonds data. We already looked at this before. So very quickly, kunin natin diamonds data. So that should be here, diamonds. We can just view this or kahit head na lang. Yung head, hindi, sige, huwag na. Yung date, yung ano na lang, yung view na lang. Okay. So ito yung diamonds dataset natin. Okay. Galing to sa datasets package. 53,000 observations. Yung mga variables natin, carat, cat, color, etc. Okay, so let's work on this. Dimension, okay, 53,940 by 10 variables. Okay, so let's group the diamonds dataset by cat. Kasi di ba may cat na ano? Ano ba yung mga cat na, saan yung cat? Ideal, premium, etc. Very good, fair, etc. Okay, so when we group by cat, sabi natin walang mangyayari, no? Okay, so let's call this D1 lang. D1, which is just diamonds, and then i-group by natin by cat. Tapos i-run, kunin natin yung head ni D1. Alright, so notice guys, okay, head, okay, so it's a head kasi kaya first 6 rows lang, no? Tapos 10 columns, 10 variables. Notice walang nagbago, pareho pa rin lang dun sa diamonds. No? Yung first 6 nila, ito yun eh. These are the first 6. Okay, so group by doesn't change your data. It only changes the metadata of the data. Ibig sabihin nito, naka-group by yung cut natin. Pero we won't see any difference in your data unless we combine this with another function. In this case, i-summarize natin. So in this case, group by natin si cut, and then we get the average price, no? And call this column, name it average price, which is just the mean of the price. Okay, kasi si diamonds may price yan, no? May price. So ang mangyayari, lahat ng ideal, pagsasama-sama, tapos i-group niya lahat ng ideal, tapos kukunin yung average. Lahat ng premium, lahat ng good, pagsasama-sama, and then get the average. So this is what happens to this code. Okay, I hope you tried to do this, no? Okay, so now you see, guys, that you have a table now. It's a 5 by 2 table, no? You have the cut, kasi 5 klaseng cut, and then you have the average price. Okay, so we can see here that the premium cut is the most expensive. Okay, ang pinakamura yung ideal cut. Okay, pause muna ako, guys. Any questions? Or paki-chat na lang, guys, kung so far clear tayo. Kung clear yung paggamit natin ng summarize, ng group by at saka ng summarize. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, so di ba sa metadata natin naka-group by na si cut. If you want to remove that grouping, then i-ungroup nyo lang. Okay, so this one, run natin. So nakatanggal na yung grouping kay cut, no? Okay. Sandali I failed to show you a while ago. Tingnan natin dito ulit I-group ulit natin, guys. So this one, no? D1, group by cut, i-run ko ulit to. Okay, let me run this again, sorry. Okay. When we run this, guys, tingnan nyo groups, cut, no? So ito sinabi na naka-group yung cut natin. Okay? So so that's information about the data na ang mga naka-group natin yung cut. But when we uncut this, in-group natin, sorry, okay, you now see that wala nang group dito, no? Hindi na linagay yung group na cut. Okay. All right. So, ito naman guys, counting naman, no? So we already had an example of this. So this one, we're creating an object called count by origin using the flights dataset. Ang instructions sa atin, bilangin guys yung instance ng ilang beses nag-originate yung flights, no? Ilang beses. Kasi alam natin yung origin guys, tatlo yan. EWR, LGA, at saka JFK. So if we want to have a summary count of ilang flights ba galing sa EWR, JFK, and LGA, this is the function to do, no? Count by origin, flights, and then group by origin, and then summarize natin. So let's run this. So you can see here guys, tatlo, no? So we can see that in the flights dataset, ang pinakamaraming pinanggalingan na flights is EWR, next is JFK, next is LGA. No? Okay. Okay, then some more, guys. We can group by more than one variable. Ito. Pwede tayong mag-group ng more than one variable. Okay. Kanina yung mga grouping natin, group by cut, group by origin, isang variable lang yon. Group by month. Ito pwedeng combination. You can see here, i-group natin by origin at saka monthly. Okay, so group by origin, monthly, and then isa-summarize natin yung count. So what will happen here guys? Una, i-group niya yung origin. So tatlo yung origin, di ba? Tapos yung origin na yon, i-group by niya by month. Okay. So yung origin ba, ilan yon guys? How many yung origin? Answer please. Quickly guys, chat or unmute na lang yourselves. Ilang? Tatlo. Tatlong levels yung origin. No? Tapos yung month, ilan? Ilan yung month guys? Hello, how many months? Okay, month. Months ilan?
12.
12, di ba? Tingnan natin yung flights ulit natin. Okay, let me just delete again some of the asan na yun natin? Oops. Asan na yung flights? Months, guys. Diba 12 yan? Diba January to December? So 12 months, no? Ilang origin? Tatlo. Ilang months? 12. So we expect to have 36 observations. Kasi bawat origin, may bilang siya bawat month, no? Okay, so let's run this. So ang bilang yan, kay EWR for example, ilan nung month? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hanggang 12. Kay JFK, kay LGA. Okay. Yan. Okay, so if I click this by origin monthly, 36 observations siya, no? So you have the origin, naka-pair siya kay month. Okay? Kay EWR, binilang yung flights from January to December, kay JFK from January to December, at saka kay LGA from January to December. I have a, what should I do if hanggang 9 months lang? Okay. Hanggang 9 months. Well, i-check mo nga sa flights. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung 12 kasi baka magka-conflict dito, no? Are you sure na i-summarize mo? Summarize mo si flights. Summary pala, sorry. Summary. Nalito na ako sa ano. Summary flights. Sure ka ba na ano lang na... So, dapat sa... Nasa lang si month. Okay. Dapat ang maximum mo 12, no? Kindly check. Otherwise, kung hanggang 9 lang yan, siguro i-reload mo na lang ulit, i-data mo na lang siya ulit, no? I-reload mo na lang, okay? So my question dito guys na bakit daw hanggang 9 months lang yung month niya. So pag ganyan, I don't know, siguro may ano kayong code na filter yung baka na filter yung ano yung data nyo na nag-create kayo ng object tapos sinuperimpose nyo yung flights, pinalitan nyo ng panibagong object na ang mga months lang 1 to 9. So that's possible, no? Okay? So maybe ang suspicion ko niyan, an object was created, flights din. So pag nag-create tayo ng panibagong object, flights, tapos finilter natin yung months na 1 to 12 or C, negative 10 to 12. Okay, let me illustrate that para ano, kasi learning din sa atin yan. Okay, naalala nyo guys sa filter, di ba? Ito, yung filter natin, okay, pwede ang nangyari dito month, okay? Pwede ang nangyari dito month. Okay, let's address that. Okay, insert R. So flights, I'll to call it flights flights 1 to 9. No? Okay, I'm creating an object here called flights 1 to 9. Okay, so copyhin na lang natin to. Control C, Control V. So tanggalin ko tong origin. So ang months is 1 up to 9. Okay. Alright? So siguro ang nangyari dito, kasi guys pag ginawa ko, tinanggal ko tong 1 to 9, so I'm now creating an object called flights. May existing flights tayo, di ba, na ang month nun 1 to 12. So pag na-superimpose ko yon, mapapalitan yung existing flights natin. Ang mangyayari, month 1 to 9 na lang siya. No? Okay? Pero para hindi siya mapalitan, guys, I'm going to make it flights 1 to 9. Pakita ko lang sa inyo. No? Longer object length is not a multiple of... Oops, what happened? Dali. Saan yung flights natin? Month. Sige. Month is kailangan ng C to. Filter by month. Ay, sorry. Bakit greater than or equal to? So, sorry greater than or equal to pala yan. 1 up to 9. Yan. Okay? So, ang month natin, 1 up to 9 lang. Dali. Choose instead of... Okay. Ayaw pa rin. Concatenate C1 is to 9. Wait. So, Kasi integer siya. Okay, I'm removing. So dapat ang month natin should be tama naman. Month is equal to let me see this. Less than 10. Let's see this. Okay, nag-run siya, no? Ayaw kanina ng equal to 1 to 9. No? Alright, so now you have here, nabawasan na yung observations, no? So 1 is to 9 na lang, hanggang 1 to 9 na lang yan. Okay, 9 na lang. So, maybe ganito nangyari sa'yo kanina, no? Sinuperimpose mo yung flights, tapos, I don't know what happened, pero nagkaroon ng less than 10 lang yung nakalagay. Okay, so I hope that answered the question. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so saan na tayo? Okay, good. Nataka lang ko kanina kung ba't hindi gumana yung 1 to 9. I'd like to ina-note ko yan para ma-check ko kung bakit. Saan na tayo, guys? Okay, yung group by, no? Group by. So ito, sinummarize natin by counting, no? N, open and close parentheses, that's the function that will count the number of observations, month, and take note guys, na importante yung order. Ito, by month siya, tapos by origin. Ito naman, by origin, tapos wait. Nasaan yung kanina? Sorry, hindi pa pala tayo dito. Where are we here? Ito. Sorry, na-skip ko. Okay, so 36 rows, di ba? Ito. Kasi ang ano natin, first group by origin, tapos by month, tapos binilang. No? Okay. So, ito naman guys, if this is what we want, no? Bilangin by, count by origin and then by month, this should have been the code yung kanina, no? Pero what happens if we group first by origin, okay? And then, take note, no? Another dplyr, another group by month. Okay, so this is different from the previous one. Okay, so sandali, tanggalin ko lang to. Okay, these two chunks of code are different. Ito, group by origin and then by month. Ito naman guys, look, you have another operator here, no? Dito, yung group by natin, it's one after the other. Ito, group by origin. So again, magre-create ng panibagong object dito. Tapos, group by month. Okay, so what happens here guys? Tingnan natin, ha? Okay. Now you only have 12. You only have 12. So what's the difference between the previous one and this one? So bakit iba siya? Again, take a look at the steps, no? Okay, dito una, yung una dito, group by natin by origin. Tapos, pangalawa, okay, ano nangyari? Nag-group by kaulit ng month. So, ibig sabihin yan, the first group by was replaced by the second group by. Okay? Sinuperimpose na ng group by month yung group by origin. So much so that ang current na grouping dito is by month. Kaya nga nung pinabilang natin, okay, pinakount natin, yung grouping na tinignan is the monthly grouping. Kaya nga dito, 1 to 12 na lang. Okay. So, naging 1 to 12 na lang siya. No? Okay, so, again, what happened? Kasi gumawa ka ng panibagong group by na, na function. Okay? So, sinupercede niya yung, sinupercede niya yung dating group by. Okay? Unlike this one, guys, na parehong i-group by yan. Kasi nasa isang group by function yan. So, it will be grouped by these two, origin and month. Ito naman, one at a time, guys. No? As I mentioned, one at a time to. Group by origin muna, tapos sabi nyo, ay hindi, group by month na lang. So, ito yung masusunod. So, na-supersede na yung by origin. Okay? Incorrect kasi, guys, ang gusto natin yung tatlong origin tapos yung 12 months. But, kung ito talaga gusto nyo, guys, then, hindi na kailangan to, unnecessary na to. No? Pwede na kayong dumiretso ng group by month. So, kasi sayang lang tong line of code na to, walang gamit na yan. No? Okay, pause muna ako, guys. Clear yon? Clear? Paki-chat nga, guys, kung clear siya. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, sabi natin, kung gusto natin dalawa yung grouping natin, ilagay natin sa isang group by yon. Kasi pag dinalawa nyo yan, isusupersede ni R yung first na group by. Alright. So, let's go back here. Walang limit, no? Walang limit. Thank you, Jaylene, for that question. Again, guys, may I request, pag may question kayo, to everyone na lang, no? Para makita din ng iba yung question. Okay, so may question dito, in a single group by, up to how many variables? Okay, ang answer dyan, guys, up to how many your data can accommodate. No? Okay, up to how many your data can accommodate. Kung gusto nyo ilang grouping siya, 4 o 5, if that makes sense, as far as your data is concerned, then wala siyang limitation. No? Okay. So let's go here. Okay, if you want to group by 2 or more variables, you should include all the variables at the same time in the group by. No? So that's how to go about it. Okay, ito naman, guys, ano nangyayari dito? This was supposed to be an exercise. Ang kinukuha natin yung mean and standard deviation ng temperature for each day in 2013. Okay, so once again, summary temperature by day. So we're using the data frame na weather. Okay, group by. Okay, ang gusto kasi natin dito, for each day in 2013, no? Sa bawat araw ng 2013. So that means 365 days yan, di ba? So dapat kasama dyan yung year, yung month, at saka yung day. Okay? So in this exercise, we want to have a record of the daily average temperature. Okay? Kasi recall, guys, yung temperature natin, may mga counts yan na different hours of the day. So if you take a look at the weather data, guys, there are 26,115 observations. So, kunyari, sa month 1, day 1, R1, okay? So, first hour, my temperature. Second hour, my temperature. For that specific day, no? Okay, ang gusto natin, i-average natin yung temperature sa nung January 1, okay? Tapos nung January 2, January 3, January 4, etc. So daily siya, daily for the whole year. Okay, so how do we do that? So this is how we do it, no? I-group by natin yung year, although isa lang naman year, di ba? 2013 lang naman. Then month, then day. Sorry. if we're grouping by that, guys, that means we're creating an object na by day. January 1, January 2, January 3. Okay? And then isa-summarize natin yung average temperature at saka average standard deviation. And then we print. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay. So, ano ko lang to, no? Now, take note, guys. 364 by 5. Okay, i-ano natin dito, i-view natin. Alright. Year, month is January. Okay, day is 1. So, January 1 hanggang January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Andun yung average temperature, andun yung standard deviation. Hanggang December 31 to. No? Hanggang December 30. Yung hanggang kung saan lang may record tayo. There. Okay, so this is now your daily record. 364 days for 2013. And then we get information about daily temperature and daily standard deviation. Okay? Questions, guys? Questions? Okay, kung group by day lang siya, okay? So group by day, ilang observations to, guys? Kasi if you take a look at the day, guys, yung day, ilang ano ba yan? Ilang different data yan? May 1, 2, 3, 8, hanggang 31 yan, di ba? Yan, hanggang 30, may iba 30, may iba 31. So what will happen now is i-group lang lahat ng 1, lahat ng 2, lahat ng 3, lahat ng 30, 31, etc. Okay? So what will happen is that lahat ng January 1, February 1, March 1, lahat ng 1, no? Ipagsasama-sama, kukunin yung mean niya at saka standard deviation. Okay? So, although guys, pragmatically, parang wala namang sense na ano. This is just for exercise, no? Kasi lahat ng day 1, whether it's January, February, March, April, May hanggang December, pinagsama-sama, tapos kinuha yung average, no? At saka yung standard deviation. Okay. Yan. So there should be 31, no? 31 by 3 kasi yung day, yung mean, at saka yung standard deviation. So if you're looking, for example, at the day of the month effect, kunyari, tuwing first day of the month, nagiging mainit ba? Okay. Pero mukhang wala namang, mukha namang pare-pareho lang yung average ng ano. Okay. Anyway, so if your problem really calls for analyzing the differences per day, then okay itong gawin na to. But this is just, for us, this is just a matter of exercise. Okay. Saan na tayo? Ito naman guys, kanina, group by natin origin tapos month. Ito naman, by month tapos origin. So how will this be different? Ilan ang ano to? Ilang observations to? Ang months 3, ang origin 12, no? So that means 36 din to. Ano lang yung difference siya? So let's run this. Okay. So the difference is that, guys, dito ang uunahin niya. Anong uunahin niya, guys? Yan, uunahin niya yung month, no? Month 1, i-prepare niya dun sa origin. Since there are 3 origins, then 3 yung pair ng month 1 at saka ng origin. Kanina guys kasi origin, no? Origin and then months. So in other words, kanina nauna yung ano dito, yung origin, kunyari EWR, tapos i-prepare niya sa 12 months. Kaya EWR tapos 12 months. Tapos LGA 12 months, JFK 12 months. Okay. Correct. Thank you, Jasmine. That's correct. All right. So nauna yung months, guys, tapos si origin. So that's the difference kanina nung origin month versus month origin. So it's a matter of which is grouped first. Okay, then here, okay, ito, how could we identify how many flights left each of the 3 airports for each carrier? Okay, so what was my intent here? Okay, tingnan muna natin ulit si flights, guys. Okay, so meron na tayong flights, no? Alam natin yung structure ni flights. And then here we're using the library psych. And then this one, guys, nagawa na natin dati ito. No? Describe kasi hindi ko pa inaano si psych. So, paano ko, guys, magagamit yung describe from psych package without me loading psych? Ulitin ko yung question ka. Dito, sinubukan kong gamitin yung function na describe for flights. Tapos, ang sabi dito, could not find the function describe. Si describe galing sa psych yan eh. Kaya hindi niya makuha kasi hindi ko pa linoload si psych. So, my question is, without me loading psych, how can I use the describe function from psych package? Okay. Any answer, guys, please? Paano natin magagamit yan? Without loading the psych package. Anyone? Chat, please, or unmute yourself. Without us loading the psych package, answer? Yung describe. Yung describe ang tanong ko. Ito. Kasi sinubukan kong i-describe yung yung flights function, no? Yung describe na package. Yung describe na function from the psych package could not find out describe. Okay. Pero paano? Kasi yung describe na to, it's from the psych package. Wala sa nito eh. Wala sa dplyr tong describe na to. So what do I do, guys? Answer is, without us loading the psych package, di ba, gagamitin natin yung namespace, no? Ito, psych. Yan. Di ba? Ito, guys, hindi ko naman linode si psych, no? I didn't load this. Hindi ko siya linode. Hindi ko naman rinanto. Okay, pero I want the describe function from the psych package. Without me loading the psych package, pwede ko magamit yon by using the namespace psych and then the double colon, di ba? Right. Yan, gumana na siya. Kahit na hindi natin na load yung psych package. Okay, it's taking a bit some time. Huh? Medyo malaki lang yung okay, so what will this give us, guys? Okay, this will give us measures, no? Measures ng mga natin, ng mga variables natin. Okay. Ito yung variable natin, ito yung lahat ng variables natin. Tapos yung n, dapat nandito yan yung number niya, okay? And then you have the mean, the standard deviation, the median, etc. So you have here some useful mga descriptive statistics using the describe function. Okay, ang tanong sa atin kasi, okay, what's the question? How many flights left each of the 3 airports for each of the carrier? Okay. So carrier natin dito, di ba? Asan yung carrier natin? Carrier, ito. Average, the average to ng this is the variable n, ito yung ID niya. The first one here is your Hindi kasi magkakaano, no? This is your N. Yung 336776, this is your N. This 2013 is your mean, average. So si carrier natin, okay, the question is bakit siya carrier is, hindi ito. Origin yung tinitingnan natin. Where's our origin? Okay. The question is bakit siya nagka 1.95, no? Okay, so dito sa ano na, ang pinapakita natin dito guys sa in this summary stat using describe, we will not be able to answer this question. How many flights left each of the 3 airports for each of the carrier? For each of the carrier. So may mga carriers tayo dito, but hindi it's not helpful guys for that particular question. Okay, so balik tayo dito, no? Ang gusto natin bilangin natin, i-group by natin from the origin at saka yung carrier. Okay? So tatlong origin natin, ilan yung carriers? Okay, hindi natin alam kung ilan yung carriers, pero let's see. Dito, ilan ba yung carriers natin? Ito. Okay, so yung N niya, carrier. There's carrier. Wala siyang count ng levels, no? Trained. Okay. Alright, wala. Walang count ng kung ilang different carriers dito sa summary statistics natin. So we have to do this, no? Okay, so group by origin, carriers, summarize natin by count. So let's run this. Okay. 35 carriers guys by 3. Kasi andi dito yung let's see. Okay. So for EWR, no? You have 9E, AA, AS, hanggang WN. So for EWR, there were 12 carriers, no, that used EWR. Tapos ito yung number of flights nila. Okay, then JFK also, okay, etc. No? So this is counting by origin and then by carrier. But if we want only the carrier, guys, madali lang yun din, di ba? If we want only the carrier, ilang carriers, then insert. Count flights na lang natin. So this is flights. And then group by natin carrier. Okay. Okay. So dito guys, ang binibilang natin yung instance lang ng carrier, no? Let's run this. Okay. So 9E lahat, 18,000 yung times na nag-fly siya. Hanggang, so there are 16, no? 16 carriers all in all. Okay, so these are the 16 different carriers. And then binilang natin kung ilan yung instance na nag-fly out siya from NYC. Okay? Alright, questions guys? Questions? Okay, medyo running out of time na tayo. No? Dami pa natin i-discuss. Any questions guys? Clear so far? Okay, thank you. All right. Now, I'm sorry guys, I failed to include yung isa sa pinaka-basic na functions ng dplyr, which is select. Nag-mutate kagad ako. That's why I included one other file. Pakibuksan guys yung ano, yung just okay, yung pinadala ko guys, yung dplyr select pivot longer joins. Okay. So supplementary to, no? Tidyverse. Sorry, Tidyverse. No? So, i-load natin si Tidyverse. Do you have it open, guys? Open na ba yung file na to? Okay. So, sige, quickly lang guys, just to illustrate yung select kasi hindi ko nasama si select eh. Nakalimutan ko. Very basic si select. Okay, so we're going to use the select function. Okay, so far ang pinag-aaralan natin guys si filter, si summarize, si group by. These are all done in order to transform our rows, no? Yung mga rows ang inaan natin ang binabago. Okay, yung susunod si select, si mutate, ang binabago natin diyan si columns. Okay? So let's start with select. Ito yung pinaka-basic. So select guys, pumipili lang tayo no ng mga specific na columns. So let's start with this. I'm using this. I got this from the internet. No, tingnan natin tong sample data na to. So let's run this, guys. Let's run this, and then so that should have been. Pwede nating i-view siya. Andito na dapat yan. Okay. We called it my data, no? Ayan. So my data tayo, no? Ito. My data. Is that my data? Tama. My data. So kindly take a look at my data. Okay. So we have 51 observations, no? Okay, so notice guys that is this tidy data? Tidy data ba to? Okay, in a sense guys, it's a wide form of data, pero kung tutuusin for data analysis, hindi siya tidy. Kasi itong year 2002 hanggang year 2015, this could have been placed in a column, no? In a column siya, no? So kunyari, year 2002, tas year 2002, 2003, column-wise siya. This is what we call a wide format. Okay? Dapat sana long format ang para tidy siya, no? Which I'm going to show you in a while. Okay, so tingnan natin ha. So this is just to illustrate yung select function. Okay, so ano ba yung laman ng data natin? Okay, so dimension natin is 51 by 16. Ang mga variables natin dito, yun, index, state, y202 hanggang y2015. Okay, so sa select function, what we want is to create an object where hindi lahat or pwedeng lahat din, pero usually kung gusto nating selected ano lang, kaya nga select function, select columns lang, yun ang gagawin natin. No? So dito guys, inano ko na yung code kasi nagmamadali tayo. No? So if you want to create an object called cell1, okay, with index, state, and year 2002, 2002, and print the first 10 rows. So this is how we're going to do it, no? Cell 1, select. Okay. So si select, guys, ang gagawin niyan, pipili siya dun sa data natin, tapos i-identify niyo kung ano yung columns na ilalagay, no? And then ito, first 10 rows. Okay, so this one is our result. So from my data, ang sinama lang niya si index, si state, at saka si year 2002. Okay, so simple lang guys yung select, no? But ito, yung whereas sabi natin yung filter, yung summarize, group by, this will change your rows. Dito ang binabago guys yung ano, ang binabago natin dito yung ano yung columns. In a sense guys, pag group by at saka summarize, nababago din yung columns, no? Kasi nawawala na ibang columns, but it's more addressed for the rows. Okay. So dito naman, all variables except index and y202. Okay. So pwede ito. Minus index minus y202. So let's create this. So natanggal na si index, natanggal si y202. Okay. So pretty straightforward guys. Or dito pwede ring pwede ring cell, let's call it 2A. Then select my data, and then negative C, pwede rin to guys, no? Index, at y202. So you can also use this. It will give us the same result. Tail, cell 2A. Okay, so same result. Okay, next one, guys, select, create cell 3 that starts with Y. So maganda guys sa so select, pwede nating, again guys, yung helpful na natin, select. From dplyr. Okay. Ito guys, no? Yung mga helper helper functions kay select. Pwedeng everything, pwede yung last column lang, starts with, ends with, contains, matches. Okay, so pretty many helper functions for select. Okay, tapos may example tayo dito. Example dito for us to better appreciate yung select function. Okay, I'll leave guys to you to look at that. Okay, so dito guys, here we can use the starts with, no? Pwedeng ends with, sabi nga natin maraming pwedeng helper function with select. So dito, select 3, all the variables that start with Y. We know guys na yung my data natin, okay, there are many variables that start with Y. No? Okay, so let's run this. Ay, sorry. Dito pala tayo, no? Starts with Y. Yan. So now we have an object data frame called cell 3, and it consists of all the variables that starts with Y. Okay, pretty straightforward. Or if you don't, kunyari na starts with, or ibig sabihin, except to, no? Negative kasi. Negative. So, walang Y dapat. Magsisimula yung variable natin. So, it will include only 2, yung index at saka yung state. Okay, guys, how about this? Containing naman, no? Contains. So, meron tayong, as I pointed out to you, meron starts with, okay, ends with, everything, lahat yun, no? Everything. Tapos contains, yan yung contains dito. Okay. Okay, hindi yata nakalagay yung contains dito, but that can be used, no? Contains I, no? Contains I. So if we run this, so since index lang yung may I dun sa variable, siya lang yung pumasok. Wala kasi si state nun, no? wala si gawin natin contains E, kunyari ito, no? E. So it's not case sensitive. So si index may E, si state may E, papasok both si index at saka si E. Si state at saka si index. Okay? So pumasok si index, pumasok si state. Wala yung Y. So that was just to illustrate, no? To illustrate yung contains. Pwede bang si contains, Pwede bang C yan? C, E, at saka C. Pwede ba yan, guys? Paano pag ganyan? Meron daw E, at saka meron daw Y. Hiran natin. Okay. So bakit wala, guys? Pwede ba to, guys? Okay, answer. Okay. There's no variable that contains E and Y at the same time. Okay. So, sa state ba? Okay, walang variable that contains E and Y at the same time. Okay. Right. So, let's remove this. Okay. So, ibalik natin to. Okay, contains E kasi kulang tayo ng yan. So, si index may E, si state may E. Kaya pareho silang pasok. And then lastly, guys, check dito. Okay, correct. Correct. Thank you, Jaylin. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, so last, guys, arranged by state index until 2015. So dito gusto nating kasi ang arrangement ng my data natin, first is index, then state. What if I want state muna, tapos index, tapos 2002 na hanggang 2015? We can use this function. Okay, select my data, and then name first state, and then index, and the rest everything. Okay, ito yung everything, guys. Pareho na dun sa 2002, 2015. Okay, here. So nauna na ngayon si state, tapos si index. Okay, of course there's another way to do that, no? So wag mo natin nakadiscuss na tayo dati ng ganun. Okay, so dito, guys, may joins. Okay. Balikan natin, guys, yung sorry, guys, medyo nahalo-halo na, no? Kasi I had to discuss first select and then mutate. Kasi si select, guys, parang pinifilter lang natin yung columns mismo, no? Although filter is used for rows, but technically, kung ano ginagawa natin sa filter sa rows, yung select naman, parang pinifilter din natin yung columns, no? Okay, so let's go back to yung mutate naman natin. Hindi pa natin nakuha yung mutate. So si mutate, guys, nagdadagdag lang tayo ng panibagong variable. Okay, so balik tayo sa weather weather data frame natin. So asan si weather? Yung temperature dito, guys, is the temp here is in Fahrenheit, no? Okay, so let's introduce a variable C, which is in centigrade. Okay, so dito, okay, dito, guys, pag ganito ginawa natin, ma-overwrite natin si weather, no? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, kasi may weather tayo. So if we choose to name it weather, itong bagong natin, ma-overwrite yung weather natin. Okay, so let's do that. So weather, using the same weather, and then mutate, guys. So we're here introducing a variable temp in C, which is equal to temp minus 32 over 1.8. That's the formula for converting Fahrenheit into centigrade. Okay, so sige, run natin to. Okay. So ngayon yung weather natin guys na bago na. Meron na tayo dito sa dulo, temp in C. Yan. So this is now the conversion of your of your temperature in Fahrenheit up to 2 centigrade. Okay. So what happened to the data frame guys? Na supersede na. Meron na tayong panibagong variable dun sa weather natin. Had you want to preserve yung weather, guys, pwede nyo gamitin weather 1 na lang. Okay. And here, another question. Compute monthly average temperatures in both centigrade and Fahrenheit using the group by and summarize and call it summary monthly temperature. Okay, so we're creating an object called summary monthly temperature. That's from the weather. I-group by natin siya by month. I-summarize natin, guys. Mean temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to mean ng temp. No? So tatanggalin natin again yung missing values. And then yung pangalawa, mean temp in C. Mean temp in C kasi ito yung object natin, ito yung variable natin. Ano? Okay. So that's about it, guys. No? Ginamit natin yung object na mutate natin, no? Tapos ginamit natin yon para i-summarize natin, naka-group by month siya. So let's run this. Okay, as expected guys, by month, no? And then we have this mean temp in Fahrenheit and then mean temp in centigrade. Okay, so December, grabe, halos freezing point, no? Freezing point. Pero sa ano naman, medyo sunny siya, 26. Okay. Alright. Okay, guys? Tapos ito naman, guys, ito yung sinabi natin dati na gain, no? Departure delay minus arrival delay. Okay, so yung gain, guys, is a function of subtracting your departure delay minus arrival delay. Okay, ano ibig sabihin nito? Kunyari flights, no? Okay, dito kunyari, na-delay tayo dito ng 4 minutes, no? Kasi umalis 5:33, dapat ang schedule na 5:29. Umalis ng 4 minutes, tapos ano naman yung niya, guys, arrival delay. Okay. Arrival time, okay, kunyari ito, 8:50, dapat schedule time niya 8:30, dumating siya 8:50, so ang delay niya sa arrival 20, no? So what now happened, guys? Na-delay siya ng 4 minutes, yung arrival niya 20 minutes. Ano ibig sabihin nun? If we subtract that, you have what we call the gain. Okay? Yung gain mo, 16 minutes, ibig sabihin, yung negative na gain, ibig sabihin, loss yun. Okay? Negative gain is a loss. Okay, so ang sabi dito, a flight that's delayed in departure by 30 minutes and it's delayed in arrival only by 10 minutes. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nag-gain siya ng 20 minutes. Ibig sabihin, na-late siya pag alis ng 30 minutes, pero pagdating niya, 10 minutes na lang yung late. No? Ibig sabihin, naka-recover siya. Naka-recover ng 20 minutes. Yun ibig sabihin ng gain, guys. So, kung mas mataas yung, yung departure delay kaysa arrival delay, ibig sabihin, nag-gain si yung flight na yon. Pero pag mas mataas, guys, yung arrival delay kaysa departure delay, ibig sabihin lalo pang na late, no? Okay, so let's create now this object, flights 1, using flights data frame. Let's mutate. Ibig sabihin we're going to introduce a column. Tawagin natin gain yung column na to, and it's equivalent to departure delay minus arrival delay. So let's print this. Let's run this. Okay. So ito yung gain, no, sa dulo. Yan. Yung mga negative gain dyan, ibig sabihin, lalo pang na delay, no? Na delay na nga sa pwedeng na delay sa departure, tapos nadagdagan pa yung delay sa arrival. Or pwedeng hindi na delay sa departure, pero guys, na-delay naman sa arrival. So ito yung malalaking mga delay, no? Negative 32 minutes. Okay. So isang statistic yan, guys, isang measure na tinitingnan ng mga airlines. Okay. So with that, guys, okay, it's quite long. Okay. So ang ginagawa natin dito, we're creating an object called gain summary from the flights dataset. Tapos ano sinasummarize natin? Kinukuha natin, guys, yung minimum, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, maximum, average, standard deviation, tapos kung ilan yung missing, no? So descriptive statistics, and call it gain summary, all about the gain variable. Okay? Okay. Alright, if we run this, guys. Oops, ano nangyari? Summarize input. Mean is equal to minimum ng gain. Saan ako nagkamali dito? Minimum, quantile, median. Okay, let me start with this one. So, okay naman to, no? Okay si gain summary. So, lahat ng NA ng gain, okay, tama naman. Okay. So, one by one ko, guys, ha? Sorry, ha? Para makita natin, ito. So, quantile. Error expected in mean. What's wrong with this? One. Tama naman siya. Okay. Object gain not found. Ito ba na-run si gain? Ay, oo, sorry. Thank you. Wait. Thank you so much. Yeah, tama si I'd like to acknowledge that answer, no? Si Jasmine, salamat, no? You're correct, Jasmine. Kasi yung natin, yung gain nasa flights 1 no? Okay, ang create ko na object na may gain, guys, yung flight 1. Okay, so dapat ito, sorry, yeah, this should be flights 1. Correct. Very good. Okay, so yung mga nuances, no? Guys, tama yun, no? So ito okay na to, no? Flights does not have the gain. So this should be okay. Alright, so we have, again, guys, yung summarize, di ba? It gives us one row, no? It gives us one row kasi wala naman tayong naka-group by dito . So isang row lang to. Okay, so we don't expect several rows here because we're not grouping by. Okay, so minimum, ito pinakamalaking ano, siguro galit na galit yung mga tao dito. 196 minutes na super delay. Okay, so dyan median, quartile 3, max, min, etc. Missing values, okay, 9,430 missing. So, ibig sabihin, maraming mga missing values yan sa flights 1 na yan. Okay, so, okay, so ito guys, mas madali ito, no? Kasi we're using scheme from the scheme R package. Okay, so ito kasi inisa-isa natin. Inisa-isa natin yung ano yung mga descriptive statistics. So let's run this. Let's create an object called gain summary 1 from flights 1 dapat to. Okay, flights 1, select, gain, and then skim. So let's run this. Okay, could not find skim. So siguro dapat ilagay natin dito skim R, no? Skim R. Okay. So kahit na hindi natin linode si skim R, okay. Dapat guys, this should have already been installed sa packages na, no? Okay, run. Okay, there. Okay. Saan na tayo? So mas madali itong ano guys, ano, from skim R. Okay, so mas marami pa, no? Missing, okay? And then mean, standard deviation, minimum value, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, maximum, and then here's the histogram. Okay. Of course, pwede rin guys yung summary function. No? Alam naman natin yan guys, yung gain. Flights 1, sorry, mali na naman ako dito. Yan. Okay, so ito, ano lang guys, ggplot lang, ano. Again, 1. Anyway, this is just a quick review of our ggplot. Okay, so I'll not discuss that anymore. So ito guys, nag-create na naman ng R's, no? R's na variable, which is airtime divided by 60. So gain per R is just gain over R's. Okay, so here we introduced, we're creating an object called flights 2. That's from the flights data set. Tapos tatlong in-introduce natin, yung gain, yung R's, at saka yung gain per R. Okay? I'll run that. Oops, time na pala, sorry. Okay, apologies guys, apologies. Stop ko na muna, no?